as a player, you had the best seat in the house. The Wallabies line up in a boomerang shape to face the haka. You have the best seat in the house.
Advance on the haka. This is going to be good, Andrew Mertens. On the flip side, how do you bring the energy and the focus back down after delivering the haka?
Well, that's the point, Sean, absolutely. You've got to bring it back down. When you do the haka, you do it at 100%. There are no half measures. And you do need to reset after that. It's almost like the haka is the culmination of your week's preparation, but then you've got to calm down again, keep your head clear, look for the lucidity in your decision-making. So the All Blacks will take that time to come off the emotional high of performing the haka.
Did you see the eyes of James Slipper and Alan Altoa leading the side forward with the boomerang, and Rico Ioane?
This is the moment now where the haka doesn't do the job for you in the game. Richie Mo'unga there addressing the troops. He's going to be calling the shots from 10. Important they get out and show accuracy straight away, the All Blacks.
The referee, as we saw Hollow there, Matthieu Raynal out of France. Robbie Liotta, one of the local boys. Matty Phillip does his thing with the Melbourne Rebels in Super Rugby Pacific, another hometown hero. Can he go up another level tonight? And what about Bernard Foley, back after a 3-year absence? The 33-year-old, so experienced, so key to the Wallabies' hopes tonight is Nard. All right, it's time to do it once more. The Wallabies via the All Blacks. Bledisloe 1, 2022. Under the roof and underway in Melbourne. Mo'unga floating it down through the smoke over the hands of Holloway. Tidied up by Iki Tau, and he's sent to touch.
Jed Holloway just missing that one. The lifters took him up too early. Up he goes through his hands. Marika didn't see the ball coming through. Good opportunity. All Blacks first line out of the game.
Good field position early here for New Zealand. Taukei'aho takes a beat and gets the call from captain Sam Cane.
Goal. Thank you.
Taukei'aho floating it, nicely taken away. Whitelock. Australia countering well early and holding that momentum of New Zealand. We've got a penalty advantage though for the visitors. Smith wants it. Smith. Over to Billy. Drops it in behind. It's a clever kick looking for Mo'unga. Tidied up by Kellaway. Kellaway dropped and will head over for the penalty.
A nice variation from the All Blacks, particularly down on attack, right down on the 22. No way the Wallabies expected that from David Havili, with Richie Mo'unga standing wider. It's been noticeable the All Blacks have performed better against those rush defences from Argentina and South Africa when they have employed a variety of kicks, the grubbers, the chip kicks like that.
Skipper, Sam Cane going for touch. There's Dave Rennie, the Wallaby coach. It's an interesting call early from Sam Cane. 5 metres out. Can they drive this over the All Blacks?
Taukei'aho. Good with a throw again. They come short side, working it through Cane. Put down one from the line. Now the pick can go. Penalty advantage again here for New Zealand. Satutu popping up from Whitelock. De Groot gets set.
He loves offside again.
He punches it forward. Ethan De Groot held up by Holloway over the line, and we'll have another penalty call.
He loves offside.
Impressive start from the All Blacks.
Offside.
They haven't started many games well this year. It's been one of the big criticisms of this team.
Yeah.
They've really put the acid on Australia, and doing so again.
Well, they know a fast start, Mertz, and that's what Richie Mwanga went straight to Sam Cane that last penalty and said, let's go for touch, not for 3 points. And Foster, head coach of the All Blacks.
Elisa Tutu in the back line. Round comes Taukei'aho. Patient. Edging ahead now. Taukei'aho gets a hand from Tutu. Taukei'aho getting very close, and he may just have it down. He does. It's a clinical opening 3 minutes from the All Blacks, and it's Taukei'aho on the board.
Well, it was the mistake from the kick-off that's cost the Wallabies here. 3.5 minutes in, first try to the All Blacks. Taukei'aho, third time lucky. They drove straight through the middle. David Havili came in. So did Will Jordan. Just added that last little bit across the try line. And the All Blacks strike early.
They're flexing their muscles early on, the All Blacks, and they had to be well organised here as well, because they know that the Wallabies do have a good defensive line out and can defend that maul very well. We see so much of it in Super Rugby from the Australian teams, so they know how to defend it. But the solidarity from the All Blacks finally driving Taukei'aho over. Will Jordan in there as well. The backs came in to help.
The challenge for the Wallabies is that you've got Sam Whitelock, Retallick, Scott Barrett, 3 big jumpers in the line-out, and you've got to mark them up.
So it is Mo'unga lining it up one in from touch to make it a 7-point lead inside the first 5. No breeze to deal with under the roof at Marvel. Mo'unga looking to draw it back. It is a sweet strike from Richie, and they're clear by 7. Justin Harrison, what's your take on that opening line-out drive from the All Blacks?
Everything about imposing yourself physically, getting in the minds of the Wallaby team. You picked a big forward pack, well, so have we, and we're going to assert ourselves early by going to the line and driving the ball over. Wallabies have got to get themselves out of this hole.
Foley down towards Whitelock, who's handled well up high with his first few touches, and now grabs some metres on the other side of the kick receipt. Retallick put down by Slipper. Smith back for Mo'unga.
Stay back, stop. Thank you.
Makes it contestable. Jordan's hammering after it. Up goes Foley. It's lost by Australia, back with New Zealand. Tutu. Mo'unga across the line, looking to open them up. Havili goes in behind, chasing Caleb Clark, who gets the bounce and gets an early ball away for Retallick. He toes it ahead. It catches the New Zealand boot. Has gone forward. That's the call, Mertz.
Well, in hindsight, Caleb Clark may have been able to hold on to that. Easy to say from up here. This is the second time in a row, and it's Bernard Foley this time. It's second time in a row the Wallabies have failed to claim that high ball. And I wonder if sometimes with a roof, you lose your reference point, but also there's quite a lot of mist smoke hanging around from those fireworks may have played a part.
It is Tim Horn and Andrew Mertens up top. Sideline is Sonny Bill Williams. What have you seen early on, SBW?
Hey boys, electric atmosphere down here, and an electric start by the boys at Black. Starting with the physicality, we're winning the contact area, and then on top of that, we're winning the bounce of the ball is favouring us. So great start by the All Blacks.
Bind. Set.
Gordon feeds it. It's nice and steady. Penalty.
One goal.
It goes against James Slipper.
was hard to see on that side of the scrum what was happening. James Slipper up against Lomax at tight head.
Justin Harrison, you want to delve in a little further for us around why that went against the Wallabies?
James Slipper under enormous pressure here. You see Lomax positions well, gets under his bind and stands him up, takes it inside line, exposes that left-hand shoulder of James Slipper and drives over. Pretty clear picture for the referee in that case.
Interesting decision from the All Blacks here. From closer in, they went for line and it paid dividends getting the try, but from further out here, the thumping big boot of Jordie Barrett has been called upon. Probably be 52 metres on the angle. Not that that's a problem.
He can land them from a long way back. Can this man, Jordie Barrett? Looking now to make it a 10-point lead. Barrett just drags it away to the left, so it's a miss, and it stays 7-zip.
Well, at the moment, the Wallabies need to get their hands on the ball, and just it's only early in the game, but you've only had 10% possession. You need to get through a couple of phases, get past 7+ phases. There's Bernard Foley.
Play, please.
Use his experience.
Come on, goal.
Foley sending it down towards Barrett. Barrett has Clark on his right shoulder, goes himself up over halfway. Dropped by Parecki. Tutu. Tidied up by Samu. Mo'unga mixing up his game again, throws it in behind. Tidied up this time round, it's Kellaway. He'll pump it long. Barrett taking on the fly. Trying to outpace Kellaway, does so, then Parecki lands a nice stop shot. Tutu's there, stick it away for Ioane. Clark rolls over the top of right. Ioane with a clever pick and go. Smith, fast for Whitelock. Mo'unga straightening it up there through De Groot. Holloway looking to rip and tear. Australia may have won the turnover here. They had.
Emerging ball, and you dive on an emerging ball.
And the call goes against them.
Yeah, a bit of bad luck there. The Wallabies, and was it James Slipper there in the picture, but somebody got themselves around the wrong side in this breakdown area. I don't think it was deliberate, but it ended up affecting the All Blacks' opportunity to clear the ball. Yes, it is Slipper there, part of the tackle, and just taking Aaron Smith out.
Only 10 minutes into the match. Richie Mo'unga starting to flatten the attack or sitting back a bit deeper. He's got plenty of runners, and that's why he's such a versatile player as he steps up now, taking over from Jordie Barrett, 45 out in front. So many options. He can flatten up, he can go a bit deeper, kick, he can run, he can pass. He's got options either side of him.
He did very well on that last kick to find grass, just threading it through. The coverage at the back is so good in the modern game that to get it a little bit wide like he did, a chip kick, and find grass, get it bouncing, took quite some skill.
Mo'unga's first shot of the night was landed from the sideline. Much kinder angle this time round for Richie Mo'unga. Working it right to left that time, and he doubles it up to make it 10-0.
Big challenge now for the Wallabies to not to panic, but to get themselves back into the game. Hardly had the ball. Coach Dave Rennie will be sending some messages down. There'll be no panic from him, but 10-0 down the first 11.5 minutes.
They need to get this kick deeper. They need to make the All Blacks find touch from the return kick so they can get their hands on the ball.
Possession currently running 91 to 9% in favour of New Zealand. Havili, that's a good spot tackle as Australia look to pin them down. Retallick throwing a half dummy and gets put down short of the 22. Smith, back foot Mo'unga.
Stop, block.
Squeeze the kick away, and there is the touch finder as called for by Andrew Mertens.
Well, that came from the tackle on Brodie Retallick. If Retallick had got a little bit of forward momentum, 2 or 3 more phases with the All Blacks on the front foot, they could have run it out.
Finally some ball for Australia. Holloway down, Samu over to Gordon. Gordon fight for Valentini. That's a handy charge from Bobby V. Gordon looking to get away from the base of the ruck, put down by Lomax, ups and goes again. Kellaway to Alatoa. So Tutu with the tackle. Gordon coming in and chasing runners down the short side. Ikitau getting away from Ioane. He was up quick. Now Jordan looks for the turnover. And there is an attacking penalty going against the Wallabies.
Well, that's not Len Ikitau's fault. That's the players around him trying to missing the clean out. David Havili is down in back play, just got back to his feet. There's 4 All Black players there. Jed Holloway trying to get in there. You'd think the ruck was already formed.
Yeah, I agree with you as we see David Havili going off to get checked. Will Jordan, good play here. You see the gap. Here's the head clash, friendly fire from his captain, Sam Cane. And that doesn't initially look good for David Havili here. This reaction here.
Yeah, control the weight is first.
Great hopes for him coming back on, but good play from Will Jordan. Agree with you, Tim. I think we need to allow the ruck to be formed, but very good play from that exceptional young man from Canterbury.
So Quinn Tupaia, jersey 23, will come onto the field.
Excellent replacement for Ian Foster to call upon Smith. Going to that man, Tupaia. Smith. Retallick, busy early. Caught by Matt Phillip and Alatoa. Cross the line from Jordan to Satutu. All the play with New Zealand early on. Up rushes Phillip. Now there's some space for Richie Mo'unga, who gets it away for Retallick. He can't hang on. Gordon with a quick exit. Makes decent contact, wants that one to run hard right. That's a good kick from Jakey Gordon.
Yes, the Wallabies are keeping a close eye on Brodie Retallick. He had a good first run. Here's the dab from Richie Mo'unga. And Retallick here gets hit by Ikitau. Boom, there it is. Ball goes down. That was an important play from Len Ikitau.
Well, they all had to jam in. They all had to come in because Richie Mo'unga had created that space out wide. Everyone was drifting. They all had to jam in one.
Taukeiaho. Tapped down by Retallick. Batted back by Smith. And now some room for Clark. Almost gets into the backfield. Samu with the steal. Leota rather. Same haircut, similar play. Clever kick in behind. The chase is on. Look at Dave Parecki moving. Putting pressure on Barrett. Parecki gets him too. Now needs an assist from his teammates. Looking for the turnover. Won't get it. Taukeiaho. Over to Tupaia.
Stay back,
Chase from Dave Parecki. Back now for Jordan. Jordan with a handy angle to utilise and gets it out past the 22.
Justin Harrison on the sideline. What are you making of the pace of the game? It's up, isn't it, the first 15 minutes?
Absolutely, it's up, and it's all been dictated by the All Blacks in attack and defence. They're getting off the line, taking away time and space. That's the first time we've seen the Wallabies impose their size at the breakdown. Rob Leota getting the Wallabies on the front foot. That is going to be key tonight. Arresting momentum by getting yourself in the way of these All Blacks jerseys, taking the ball off them and starting to dictate terms.
It's also, Andrew Mertens, don't you think, and this is a good call from Rob Leota, just slowing the game down a bit. The pace of the game's been pretty quick. Just take their time.
It has, and 10-0's the score.
Staying on the field, Rob Leota. Just might have copped a hit just under the chin. He looks okay, back to his feet. But that's what the Wallabies have to do, try and keep the All Blacks deep in the half and force Richie Mo'unga or Jordie Barrett to kick from out 25 metres out.
Welcome back to our coverage on Stan Sport Channel 9 from Marvel Stadium, where it's New Zealand up by 10 and Australia finally getting the hands on the ball inside the All Blacks half, 15 gone.
If you just joined us, the All Blacks scored in the first 3 minutes of the match after a mistake from the kickoff from the Wallabies.
Parecki sending it long. Samu going to Tom right, looking left, coming right. Put down 10 for the line. Penalty advantage here for Australia. Foley going to Leota. Leota back for Gordon. Phillip sending it to Foley. Good ball for Groin Better. He can't hang on, and we're coming back to the centre of the park, right in front of the uprights for a Wallabies penalty.
Well, that's a crucial penalty given away by the All Blacks there, and it really stopped Australian opportunity to score. There's a dummy run there. I think Pete Samu's hurting back play. A great line from Tom Wright, just hiding himself until the last minute when he pops onto the pass. The Wallabies unable to capitalise, but it goes back to the All Black infringement, and Pete Samu a little bit of attention as well.
Gee, copped a big shot from Sam Cane, his opposite number, and Pete Samu came around the back of the line out. So an opportunity now for the Wallabies. The penalty was for the All Blacks leaving their feet at the breakdown. There's Pete Samu taking the number 7 jersey. Fraser McWright on the bench tonight.
One of those breaks that could have easily yielded a 5-pointer. Here's the pass there in ultra slow motion.
That's a great
Of course,
shot.
it looks a bit late. It wasn't, but a great line from Tom Wright. And like I say, very easy that turns into 5 points. I think it was Andrew Callaway came back on the inside and got that pass to the roll. Tom Wright held on to it.
Bernard Foley, we last saw him in Wallabies colours back in 2019 at the World Cup in Japan, where he was slotting goals just like that, and Australia are on the board. It's 10-3.
Correct decision to go for 3 points. It was a lot wider. I reckon James Slipper might have been tempted to go for touch. It's so early in the game, can't afford to panic with points. Holloway, he missed the first one.
Turning his way second time. He'll let Marika Gruimbete take it, who sets off for a rare run, rather, in his first quarter of the game. Ball just hasn't gone Gruimbete's way as yet.
Use it behind the ball.
It's Gordon doing the kicking away from their 22. It's a shallow contestable kick, and it's almost there for Valentini. It is, and he toes it ahead. Wanted that one to stay in. Gruimbete off in chase, and it'll find touch.
Bobby V, I thought he just got a hand to it. Left foot kick, he wanted it to turn right, and the bounce of the rugby ball touches the line.
Nine.
Well, it was out a lot further back than that on the second bounce, but we know he's got a cultured left boot.
Good with the jump is Retallick, and they exit quickly, but still real opportunity here for the Aussies.
It probably wasn't Jake Gordon's best kick, but the chase came through. Marika put some pressure on, and good presence of mind from Rob Valentini to get round behind the bounce of the ball and profiting from that.
In, please. Gap.
Free kick,
Gap.
Wallabies.
Gap. Black.
Closing the gaps, the call against the All Blacks. Gordon goes quick. Looking for runners. Gordon wears a big tackle from Lomax. Alatoa, the opposing number 3. Pixon goes for metres in sight. Gruimbete now. Australia finally able to ask some questions of the All Blacks defence. Parecki loses the handle from Alatoa. Whitelock very nearly winning the turnover. Still fighting for the ball is Whitelock. Phillip now feeding it back. Gordon looking to line up runners. No one there for the moment, so they'll slow it up. And it'll be an easy stop here for the All Blacks as Slipper, the captain, takes it on. Gordon with on the pass. Over for Fiketti. Gordon back for Phillip. Satutu can't hang on. Phillip making meters. Holloway wanting it. Holloway distributing, tapped on. Foley floating it. Callaway.
Did he get it down? Callaway, he's confident. They'll have a look upstairs to the TMO. Andrew Callaway moves from the wing to fullback.
Okay.
And the tip pass here. Icky Tau, Foley, and then the fullback. Does he get it down? I reckon they're going to have a look at that, whether he just got it down at the start. Andrew Callaway.
Hold this,
So close. I don't think this has touched the ground.
No, unfortunately, I agree with you, Tim. I think it's on a hand there. One thing we know is that Callaway knows how to score tries against the All Blacks, and it was a great move. It deserved a try, but they're going to have a look at it, and rightly so.
Was it Rico Ioane?
So can we check then? Can we check the grounding, please?
Yeah, mate. Best angle coming up now.
Rico Ioane wraps his left arm around. Richie Mwanga comes in late. And the left arm.
It's actually on Callaway's own right arm.
Yeah.
It's his wrist.
The strength of Ioane to try and roll him.
Can you come back on the previous angle, please? I think this one is the best. Here we've got the hands below the ball. Okay, I never see a grounding.
It's no try.
Yeah.
So
Wait for it, Warren.
from my decision, it's cancel the try, no try.
Yes, Matthew, I agree with you.
We will come back on a goal line dropout.
I agree.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, the second angle almost looked like the point of the ball had touched some grass, but that first angle said no.
I will say this. How about you leave the questioning of Wallabies put-downs to the All Black next to you, and as an ex-Wallaby, don't you call for it?
Oh, dear.
I was rooting for Callaway.
I know you were.
It's great how quickly a game can turn, firstly on a potential try, but secondly on a decision where they've gone upstairs, a try's taken away, and now the All Blacks get themselves out of pressure.
Big moment. Massive moment in this test match.
Barrett shortening this one up. Here comes Valentini. Bobby V running into Whitelock and Taukiaho. Gordon wrapping around and they lose it. It was on two down the short side. Just lost the handle at the last second.
It was the dummy play. It was going to go back inside, but Foley went outside.
Well, that was the tackle from Samisoni Taukiaho. You'd normally expect 99 times out of 100, Rob Valentini would get a lot more go forward, but he ran into basically a house. Got very little purchase, and subsequently the Wallabies had to backtrack to get a bit of forward impetus, and the mistake came.
When you go back to Andrew Callaway, should he have dived that little bit earlier? Just a metre or so earlier.
The speed of Ioane, how phenomenal is he?
Looking to work a penalty here, the All Blacks. It spins and will repack it.
From where Callaway got the ball, he wouldn't be expecting the cover to get to him. He's quick. He was on a good line, a good angle. Rico Ioane turned and went with that blistering pace that he's got.
Here's the mark, boys.
Ross Kelly, what have you got for a sideline?
Sean, word from the All Blacks camp is that David Havili, he has failed his HIA after that nasty head knock early on in the match. Quinton Pyatt came on to replace him, and he will remain on the field for the remainder of the match. So just repeating, David Havili, he has failed his HIA.
Thank you, Ros. Just confirming my amateur diagnosis right at the start. Yeah, shame for David Havili. Been forming a strong combination with Rico Ioane. Just time together has been good, Tim.
And usually the head knocks now, as we've seen with Hata Paisami, as we see the captain, Sam Cane, leave the field as well. Hata Paisami, Noah Lolosio, both having to stand down for 12 days from the head knocks they received against the Springboks. That's why they're not available tonight. Papali'i on for the All Blacks.
Mustachioed Dalton Papali'i.
touch. Bind. Set.
Again, the All Blacks patient. Australia spinning. Australia come up with a penalty. Justin Harrison, talk us through that one.
On the ground.
Yeah, Alan Alatoa takes an inside angle on Ethan de Groot there, gets a nice first 6-inch engagement on him, soaks up some of that natural wheel pressure from a loose head prop and takes an inside angle, shifts his pressure onto Takiaho. De Groot can't hold him up, collapses the scrum. The Wallabies get the decision.
They might have liked that ball a little closer to the try line. They've still got about 12 or 13 metres to roll for the 5-pointer off this line-out ball.
Good decision from James Slipper.
We're going to capitalise on this field position. A territory penalty.
Second penalty kick, you close the gap. Second time.
There's the
You close the
explanation.
gap.
Straight away, James Slipper, let's go for touch. And this is what Michael Hooper was so good at doing, is understanding when you're on the field, when you feel you've got that little bit of momentum shift in the game. A lot of people at home watching the broadcast might think you've got to take 3 points, but that man there, the skipper, he gets the feel of the game and the momentum.
Yeah, I think I'd be happy with 3 at the moment, not just as the kicker, but 10-6 looks pretty good.
Holloway with the take. Parecki at the back. New Zealand fighting hard. Australia moving quickly, put down one away, still with a penalty advantage. Valentini trying to do it himself. Bobby V goes in.
That's the comeback that the Wallaby fans were looking for. Great decision from James Slipper to go for touch, not take the 3-point option. Wheeled around the left, went to ground, and Gordon was really quick to get it to Rob Valentini. And the big number 8 gets across for the Wallabies.
Well, I said 10-6 looks good, 10-8 looks even better. And the Wallabies managing to splinter the All Black line-out defence. The All Blacks got a good shunt on first, but the Wallabies smart enough to move the point of attack. This is the culmination as Rob Valentini goes through Sam Whitelock and Ethan de Groot.
Tell you what, he's some sort of enforcer, isn't he, Bobby V? Has to be the best player this year for the Wallabies. He's been incredible. Yellow card for Papali'i, who's only just came onto the field. So 25 minutes gone. All Blacks 14 men.
Easily their best forward. You'd let Marika Groen-Bettet take the mantle as best overall player through 2022. Foley, successful with his first hit. Foley stabs it through, and we're all square at Marvel.
Oh, when you look back at the first 11 minutes of this game, the Wallabies down 10-0. They haven't panicked, they've just been patient, and they've worked their way in their line. It's a really good throw from Dave Parecki.
Yeah, they got that ball round to the front very quickly, the Wallabies, and made the most of it.
A smart play from Valentini. He was going to join the breakdown and scoot it out.
Holloway again has it snatched away from him. Issues on that far side. It's been a real weakness of the Wallabies this year. Consolidating points scored. In comes Barrett. Running towards Fiketti. And Wright, pull out of the tackle now. Australia drive in and they look for the turnover. Have they got the steal? They do. More will be the call. Wallaby scrum. Justin Harrison.
We talked about the size of this Wallaby pack, and an enforcer, Rob Valentini, every bit the enforcer there in that passage of play. Tellingly also, the All Blacks back-to-back penalties for closing the gap in the line-out. In the instance there, the Wallabies, they're a bit nervous standing off. The Wallabies were given time to form their maul and go through and get momentum. A telling shift in the dynamic play of this forward pack, and Rob Valentini leading the way.
Here's Jordie Barrett trying desperately to get the ball back. I'm not sure that's entirely legal from Rob Valentini, but they did well to keep him up, to have the maul created so that they would get the put in the Wallabies if it went to ground.
Crutch! Bind! Set!
Australia locked the scrum down well. New Zealand down a man for Keddy with a settler, one off the scrum, looking to get that one back in contact and find Samu. Pete Samu is loose and chasing some support. Popping beautifully now for Foley, who toes it ahead. Wants it to sit. Clark's there. Touring back there. Goes bang! And Australia pile in. Now with the All Blacks. Under pressure, Takiaho. Leota stops him. Now Smith takes a moment. Barrett directing runners. They want one more close to the line. Oh, and then they come again. That's Parecki reloading and bending bodies. Barrett under pressure and gets it away. What about the shot from Marika Korimbete on Clark? Whammo.
Well, that's what they call it, science, an irresistible force meeting an immovable object. Great break from Pete Samu. And here's this collision here. Someone who knows much more about that sort of a collision is Sonny Bill Williams. What are your thoughts, Sonny?
Yeah, that was massive, boys. Korimbete doing his thing. But for me, the questions are going to be asked now. This is where the All Blacks have been struggling, when their backs are against the wall, when they're not winning their contact zone, when things aren't going their way, who's going to step up? Who's going to answer the call? Time will tell, boys.
It's gone their way right there. SPW with...
Stay back.
New Zealand stealing it back from Australia. Smith. To touch. No. Korimbete fields it. Marika with the pace to get away from one. Fends off Satutu. Fends off Takiaho. And eventually Ioane comes in. Here with Australia. Foley dumbing. Foley into the 22. Slower for Gordon. Kellaway to right. Wasn't ready for it and drops it cold.
They're just a bit too flat, the Wallabies, in their back line. Got Andrew Callaway moved from the wing to fullback. The run from Marika. He had eyes. He had to skip out of the first tackle. This one here. And Will Jordan was going to get in. If he gets past Satutu, he just keeps going. Such a hard player to follow to try and clean out, but you don't know where he's going to end up.
Well, he's got everything, hasn't he? He's got the step, he's got the acceleration, which he used there against Jordan. You don't see that very often, but also the strength, taking it into those forwards.
Welcome back to our coverage from Marvel Stadium, where it is 10-10. Australia trailed 10-0 early on. They've had a run of ball and have consolidated, and an exclusive tonight on Stan Sport and Channel 9. Super Round is set for next year. Super Round, Super Rugby Pacific, that first weekend in March here in Melbourne, cross town at Amy Park. And I've got a little glimpse at the draw, some of the games, Birds. There are some screamers coming up.
Well, it was a superb weekend this year already, so to be able to do that again, fantastic that it's been locked in. And we know what it's like with the airlines at the moment, so I suggest everybody get in and
start booking now.
Quickly.
Super Rugby Pacific Super Round, March 3, 2023. It'll be the Crusaders and Highlanders going at it to get that weekend of fun started. Tickets on sale next week. Super Rugby Pacific Super Round 2023, March 3.
Set!
Wait from the Wallabies here. All Blacks down and out. Australia win the penalty. Justin Harrison, who's doing good things in there.
James Slipper there, although going around the corner, still kept straight against Lomax and put him under a huge amount of pressure. You see, gets him nice and low, gets him moving back, gets his hips high, stays bound with Dave Parecki and Alatai, and there he is there, Dave Parecki, enjoying being in the middle of a front row that's dominating at the moment.
That was a little bit longer chat there with James Slipper and his forward pack and Bernard Foley. They had the option to look up at the post. 10 points all. Decide to go for touch again. 6 metres out. Dave Parecki. His line-out throw's got to be spot on here. It's a 6-man line-out. You see Pete Samu as the insert. That's scrum half.
Parecki to the front. Valentini, their try scorer. So, Leota. Drop by Clark. Great tackle by Clark on the bigger man. Valentini. Valentini, touch disjointed, still with Australia. Samu at the tail. Alatoa lends a hand. It's Phillip there now. Phillip and Holloway. Good defence, the All Blacks. They send him backwards. Parecki at the base. Parecki going, no way through there. Nothing doing short side. Gordon goes back towards the uprights. Holloway with some feet. New Zealand don't contest, they just fan out. Now they come short for Ikitau. One away, Gordon going to Samu. Samu! Short! Gordon diving, he's short. Who can ice this for the Wallabies? Parecki, passing, Coimbete. Was that the play? New Zealand flood. Still with Australia. Phillip. We're going to keep that tempo up. With New Zealand down a man for the next 2 minutes. Slipper. Gordon calling for runners to come round the corner. Loose at the back. Parecki dancing past a couple. Parecki still going, Dave Parecki. Great work from the hooker. Alatoa. Fiketti. Strong in contact. New Zealand too good. A burn opportunity from the Wallabies. Huge defence, New Zealand.
Yes, they swarmed around Holloway on that last carry. They just got the sense the All Blacks, he was slightly more isolated. A lot of bodies on the ground in back play. Here's this close one from Ikitau. The Wallabies getting so close, the All Blacks having to pull that line together so many times, but this was the chance they were looking for.
Great defence from the All Blacks on their try line. Quinn Tupaia with the big steal, made the tackle, clear release, got over the ball. Some huge defensive efforts from the All Blacks, 5 metres out.
Yes, I said Holloway, it was Fiketti, of course, at the end. That's a sad sight for Wallabies as well, and fans, as Rob Leota hobbles off.
Clean from the All Blacks. So Tutu finds room for Caleb Clark, who has runners all around. Caleb Clark at full tilt, still moving. Caleb Clark still going. 10 from the line. What a counter effort this is from New Zealand after absorbing so much on their own try line. And now we might have Australia going down to 14 men. We will have. Who's gone?
Number 14.
It'll be right.
14. Dynamic.
What a run from Tom Wright's opposite Caleb Clark. A couple of All Blacks down as well as Tom Wright heads off for his 10 minutes of relaxation. And that's Quinn Tupaia, not a good sign for the All Black midfield. Here's that's just after those beautiful hands from Hoskins Sotutu. He picked up a low pass around his bootlaces, flicked it off to Caleb Clark. Tom Wright ended up doing pretty well here. That is an absolutely fearsome sight. The speed, the size, the strength of Caleb Clark as he kept running. Couldn't find his support, Tim Horan, and the Wallabies finally managed to drag him down.
Oh, he was running away from his support, and when Tom Wright looked up and you look at Caleb Clark coming at you, I'd be turning away as well. He was coming and they just couldn't get the support, and there's Quinn Tupaia. That's how he injured his knee.
Rose Kelly, what have you got for a sideline?
Sean, the All Blacks captain Sam Cane, he just emerged from the tunnel moments ago, but he has failed his HIA after that head knock with David Arvili. Sam Whitelock, he will now lead the side on the field, but Kane is sitting on the sideline with his teammates after failing that HIA. He will take no further part in this match.
Okay, can you put it on the
They might have a look at this here,
targeted
this clean
the lower
out.
limb of the jackler.
They're looking at the clean out from Darcy Swain, I think, on Quintu Paya.
Yes.
Looks like he's injured his leg, but I think they look at this for the head contact and a possible prawn situation.
What do you mean prawn situation?
I think he got bent right over because of the contact in the clean out into his head and neck.
23's left leg when he's jackling.
So I've got the 14 prevent.
Just keep having a look.
So show me again the number 19.
Yeah, keep having a look. From camera 3 will come up now.
So we're looking at Swain.
Where
is he, Mertz?
You
Left
see
of
Quintu
shot.
Paya, and Darcy Swain comes in from the left here. Supaya is following. There he goes, standing over Clark. This contact here.
What's wrong with that?
It'll come, Matthieu.
It's very hard to hit anywhere else if you're trying to clean out, but they have been looking at these contacts because it's on his head and neck. There's a
Matthieu, there is a
danger.
targeting of the lower limbs by 19 Australia.
But I need to have a good angle.
Yes, Matthieu, we're trying to find it for you. Keep playing that, please, Director.
I'm not sure how much lower Darcy Swain can get, but it is.
Oh, he's
That was
gone
it
in
just
for the
then,
second
Matthieu.
effort there. Not the first, it's the second round the corner. So he's going to bounce up here, Timmy, and then come round.
Here it is now, Matthieu, there.
That one.
He was well off with my basic anatomy, wasn't it?
I don't see
The
it.
second shot, and he's gone right into Quintu Paya's knee.
This is your angle, Matthieu.
Okay. So number 19,
Yes, correct.
captain, please. Number 19, please. Number 19.
Darcy Swain called out.
He's only just come on, he's been on for 2 minutes.
That's your responsibility to not putting yourself in a reckless position, which can seriously injure the player. You cannot target the legs straight on the knee. It's dangerous, so it's a yellow card.
Okay, so it'll be 15 on 13 for a full 10 here against Australia.
So I'm okay with that, but I thought the clean out was fine. But it's this here where you're attacking the leg of Quintu Paya, and safety paramount for professional rugby players as well as junior rugby players. That's tough now for the Wallabies.
Well, how much is it going to hurt them now having not put points on the board at the other end?
Yep. Next
Line out there on their own line after the run from Clark. So they had their opportunities. Now they have to go to work in defence.
Papali'i back on for the All Blacks, just came back onto the field.
And Jordie Barrett's also on for Quintu Paya, who has gone off. So Darcy Swain has taken Tupaya off with him.
Takiaho to Sututu. You think it'd be a certain try. Takiaho drives it through and hammers it down.
The only question here is Dave Parecki got underneath.
Back.
I think he hit it on the second.
Yes, go on,
didn't he?
Matthieu.
On-field decision is not on. So we just want to have the confirmation, please.
Well, if Parecki's managed to save this, then that's fantastic effort. The All Blacks, similarly to the Wallabies down the other end, moved it round the front. Here's the last bit.
Jake Gordon it was, yeah.
Oh, Jake Gordon, sorry. Wow, good effort.
Yeah.
There'll still be a try,
Then
mate.
we got a player in possession of the ball.
That's a
Lost the
knock-on in
control.
anyone's book, but
I see a separation.
Oh, that's come loose, just under the elbow.
Wow, so that's one
How
more.
to say it in touch.
some of those you
elbow.
see, yes,
Right.
good contact.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but
Yes, correct.
No try.
So it's one all in the try saving.
It is indeed. How fitting that in our first midweek Bledisloe since '94, where George Gregan delivered the all-time try saver. We've seen a couple of very handy efforts tonight as well in Melbourne.
That's a great effort from Jake Gordon.
Oh.
He earned his place. Dave Rennie has said he was so impressed with how he came on in the last match. He came onto the wing initially, moved into halfback later on, and was superb, and he's earned his starting spot tonight. So he's been a try saver there.
They'll be in no hurry here, looking to work that clock down with 2 men off the field. Australia. Foley getting as much on it as possible. Down to Clark. He launched that huge attacking raid moments ago. Goes again. Slipper puts him down on this occasion. Moonga, they're going to get away from Valentini. Floats it over to Ioane. Holds his feet. Smith can't hang on. That's a loss. Or was it? Yeah, they're calling a knock on here. So Australia can work another minute potentially in and around this scrum.
You watch the defensive effort from the Wallabies here. Just didn't see it front on, because you can only really play one fullback, and your open winger has to move up quickly. When you're down to 13 men, there's Quintapaya, his left leg. That'll be a medial ligament. I hope it's only a medial ligament.
Justin Harrison with Swain off and Wright missing. How do the Wallabies secure this scrum? It's so key with 2 to play in this first half.
The great Jack Howard used to say 6-second scrums, channel 1 ball. It's in and out before the All Blacks get a chance to use their size advantage, because they just got extra bodies. Put a back on, get that ball in and away, clear that contact area as quickly as possible. Huge job ahead of them.
Well, we know how good Marika is. He's going to join the side of the scrum. The Wallabies they need. There he is. That's what he's saying. Where do I go? How much do you want, Alan? How much do you want behind you?
Where do I put my granite shoulders? They are now locked in. Bottom of your screen there as Spider Cam gets you in close to this key scrum for Australia. Now the weight. Oh, it's coming. Gordon's at the back. Oh, clever from Gordon. They're saying knock on though. And Smith has it. Oh, Australia is shot to numbers wide. And in comes Ioane. They lose it. The All Blacks lose it, and now a penalty to Australia. How have they got out of jail there? That's extraordinary scramble from Kellaway and Co. And they shut down another threat.
Ball was out, it was a knock-on.
So it was a knock-on, but the advantage was over. Once the ball moved wide, the referee called it there. He's still got advantage. Now he says advantage over.
Time off. Time off,
the Wallabies defence, they had to scramble. That was a poor pass from Rico Ioane.
Okay, thank you.
He had a look, it wasn't out in front, and Bowden Barrett went behind him.
Well, I think his natural instinct, Rico Ioane, is to have a go, but he didn't want to be greedy. He knew there was space, and 2 players, particularly this man with his pace, Bowden Barrett outside. I think normally he'd probably have a go, but they were screaming across. Bernard Foley and Lan Ikitau were absolutely screaming across. It was an amazing pass from Richie Mo'unga and a big angry scrum from the All Blacks.
For all the young junior boys and girls watching, when you get an opportunity like that, throw the pass early. Throw it out in front. Let Bowden Barrett run one-on-one.
1 minute till they can get to the sheds here, Australia. Down those 2 men for another 6.5 at least. Parecki. Plenty on this throw. Samu to Parecki. Can they just work the clock? 45 out from the All Blacks line. They trailed by 10 early. They work back into the contest. Through the man taking on now Valentini. Australia calling for a penalty here. They won't get it. It's a scrum instead.
Well, the challenge here for the Wallabies off this scrum.
You are already on the ground and you go on him.
Is Jake Gordon, Merch, what do you do? Do you kick it straight out, or do you go, we've still only got 13 players on the field. Do you try and go forward, try and force a penalty? Do you risk that this close to half-time with only 13 men on the field?
It's not a...
Well, whatever I say, I'm going to get it wrong because I haven't got one right all night.
Have a look, Marika on the right side of the scrum here, pushing through. Gets up. Sprints from behind again. Look at him tracking behind there, Marika.
Looks familiar.
Oh, he would have got there too.
he overran it.
Somewhere in the world, maybe in Argentina, Makazole Mapipi's going, oh no, someone else is going to pop one too.
That was a big, big angry scrum from the All Blacks. And normally you would expect they would be clinical enough to finish that off. Australia getting out of trouble, and to eventually answer your question, Tim, I think I'd be comfortable in Australian boots at the moment going off at 10-all. I really would. The way the game started out, they'd be forgiven for saying it was deja vu after Sydney, when South Africa camped down their end for at least the first 30 minutes. The All Blacks started doing that, but the Wallabies really fought well back into the game.
The Wallabies have done really well in the last 5 minutes to hold the All Blacks out, because we all know the All Blacks at 5 minutes before half-time, 5 minutes after half-time is when they score a lot of their points. So the challenge for the Wallabies early in the second half, with the first 5 minutes still with only 13 men.
Well, I think the challenge is more immediate, the threat, Tim. It's this scrum as we close in towards half-time. They would gladly walk off to the sheds at Marvel, locked at 10.
Barrage!
Having dodged bullet after bullet late in this half. Fired by the All Blacks. Coming better on the far side now. Free kick Australia. That should be the end of the first half. Jake Gordon says, that'll do us. And at half-time at Marvel, it is all locked up. 10-10. The Wallabies and All Blacks can't be split. Okay, they are very much in this one. The Wallabies needing a win or a draw here to keep their hopes of reclaiming the Bledisloe Cup alive. It's the first half that's had a bit of everything. Let's get down to Bernard Foley with Morgan Turinui.
Bernard, go down 10-0. What's the message after that not perfect start?
Yeah, I suppose we had a few unforced errors, but, you know, just to stay on task, get the guys to regroup, do the basics well, and thought we fought back really well, really calm and composed, especially when we were a man down.
Yeah, the fight back 15 on 13 there, and to hold on, you know, that's a moment the All Blacks often score. 5 more minutes of that in the second half. How do you manage those periods?
Yeah, it's a great arm wrestle, isn't it? That's Test match rugby, and I'm loving being back in the arena. And, you know, we've just got to manage it, be smart where we play the game until we get a full complement.
Great seeing you back out there, mate. Thank you. Well, Drew, it was a great first half of that Wallabies fight back, and they finally got some territory. And there was one guy that, as we knew would, stood out when carry was needed.
Yeah, absolutely. He needed to step up. It's all about that back row battle. Rob Valentini's been instrumental in terms of bringing that physicality to the All Blacks in this opening 40 minutes. Needs to do it even more so in the first 5 minutes, especially when the Wallabies go out after half-time. 2 men down numerically, but he's been strong.
Do you think it's important too that he's had some mates around him? Leota, who unfortunately went off injured. Pete Samu, I thought, was outstanding as well. Holloway does his bit. Does it mean Valentini probably isn't as hard marked by the opposition?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, instead of just being sort of the one go-to in terms of that physicality, that ball running, that advantage line type of carry, he's got 3 of them across the back row. I actually quite like the selections from Dave Raynal, almost a little bit State of Origin-esque, meaning just go out there and just confront the All Blacks in that physicality, that physical battle, and then Mick Wright come on to close out the game.
Yeah, discipline, physicality is the message from us too over here, Nick.
Well, thank you, Drew. Coach is Dan McKellar, and we can go to him inside those Wallaby change rooms right now. Dan, I want to know, first up, what are you thinking after 10, 15 minutes? Because it's a hell of a way that your team got themselves back into the game.
Yeah, we showed a lot of character in the last 20 minutes there. Look, it was just come down to discipline, didn't it? We gave them way too many entries into our A zone, and they were good enough to capitalise there. So we've got to make sure that we limit the chances they get in the second half.
What are the things that you kind of think that you could do better that you didn't quite nail in that first half?
Oh, look, we're just going to keep fronting up, haven't we? We can talk tactics here, mate, but it's just about working hard for the bloke beside you and going out there and coming away with a famous victory off the back of a whole lot of courage and desire.
Love it, Dan. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers. Thank you.
Dan McKellar, one of the Wallabies assistant coaches, all about desire, all about wanting to do the right thing for the bloke next to you. We saw plenty of that in the first half from both teams. Missed opportunities, missed tries, and are they missed tries, or are they just incredible defensive efforts from the opposition?
Both teams showing every bit of pride in defending their try line. Andy Callaway not getting the ball down, and so too the All Blacks. some things uncharacteristically not finishing. Andy Callaway known for his finishing capability, and a lot of the halftime chat will be about we are creating opportunities, we are working hard, the Wallabies, the All Blacks are working hard to create opportunities. We need to finish these opportunities.
Yeah, I think both teams will be having a discussion around that at half-time. There were tries left out there for both sides. Also, another thing to topple onto that is the attrition rate. You can see that the way that these men are putting their bodies on the line, they're not coming, they didn't go into half-time and they will not finish this game with anything left in the tank. They're trying absolutely everything. We're seeing brilliant attack, but the defensive efforts to stop those points is enormous.
The Wallabies needing to manage some minutes now, down a couple of men. How important could that be?
It's paramount, absolutely about problem solving. In the half-time there, they're talking about we're 13. We've got to get through this game. We've got to win the ball anywhere we can in the line out. Avoid scrums. Make sure we create smart opportunities with the ball. Limit the time with the All Blacks.
We talked a lot pre-game about the sowing the seeds of doubt in the All Blacks' minds. Is there some doubt now in that All Blacks dressing room?
Yeah, there's got to be. It's 10-all. This is a massive game for Bledisloe to be in Melbourne, so there's absolutely doubt. Now it's about the Wallabies coming out and starting this game fast. They don't have as many men on the field, but they need to have a huge impact to kick this off.
Absolutely. The Wallabies there now talking about the start to the second half. Don't go into the shell and clock watch. Make sure you take the front foot.
It is all to play for, this second 40 of the first Bledisloe of 2022. We hope you're loving it on Sand Sport as we take you back to Sean Maloney.
10-10 the score as we see one of the key number 10s in world rugby, Richie Mo'unga, getting set for the second 40 at Marvel Stadium in Melbourne. It was a first half that had a sprinkling of everything. The Wallabies still forced to do it with only 13 men on the field for the next 6 minutes or so. We got Tom Wright and Darcy Swain off the field. Marika Coimbete delivering another trademark burst of rugby in that first 40, Timmy.
Well, as Bernard Foley said at half-time, they showed patience when they were down 10 points to nil. James Slipper looks like he hasn't come back onto the field. Scotty Seo out there in jersey number 17. So a big change. The captain for the Wallabies off the field. And Bernard Foley, his first test match back in a gold jersey for 3 years. Gee, they need his experience in this first 5 minutes of the second half.
And they work the clock until they get their full stack of players, the Wallabies. They need a win or a draw to keep their Bledisloe Cup hopes alive in 2022. It's been 20 years since they held that coveted piece of silver. Foley gets us going again under the roof. Whitelock, perfect with a take. Smith up at Talkiaho. Parecki slowing up that exit. Australia push up. Now Barrett comes cross-field to Jordan. Trying to exploit the Wallabies missing right on that side. It's a great kick, and here comes Ioane. Kellaway beats him early. Kellaway needs help. Now they get there just in time. Got to sink into this, Australia. They need the ball back. That'll be a penalty for New Zealand. In fact, they'll just take it back. Ball from the Wallabies. And now the All Blacks looking to execute. Talkiaho infield for try number 2.
Well, what a second half start from the All Blacks, admittedly up against 13 men, but they have come through with aggression, and a big turnover means that they had numbers. Kellaway did well to scramble back, protect the ball, but the counter-rucking from the All Blacks, Aaron Smith able to get in and flick it out. De Groot just hands it on intelligently. Big Brodie Retallick trucks the ball on, and Takiaho desperately trying to get it out to his outsides. Finally, the gap's opened up, and he had the power to get across.
Oh, Brodie Retallick, he knew he had numbers to his left, and he just had to shift it. Takiaho was there, and this time he wasn't going to be denied. Try number 2 for the All Black hooker. Andrew Kellaway trying to get under the ball. What a start. 90 seconds into the second half, and the All Blacks strike again.
Stark contrast to the Wallabies in the first half. The All Blacks securing that kickoff cleanly, moving up the field, putting pressure on the Wallabies. The little kick across field from Jordie Barrett, taken by Will Jordan right on the sideline, and they just surged forward and onto the ball and put the heat on the Wallabies.
There's really poor body height by the Wallabies when they were trying to get in behind Andrew Callaway. That's the reason why the All Blacks got the turnover.
To make it a 7-point margin, it is Moonga 15 in from the sideline and sneaking it through. So there is that converted try difference now. Roz, what have you got?
The Wallabies skipper James Slipper, he just limped past us with his jersey in his hand and a casual jumper on. He has sustained a calf injury and will take no further part in this match. Joining Rob Leota on the sideline, who's now on crutches after also injuring his calf in that first half. Alan Alatoa, he takes over the captaincy.
Gee, I'll tell you what, there's some players off for both sides, isn't there? Sam Cane, both captains off the field. James Slipper for the Wallabies, Sam Cane for the All Blacks.
Foley down towards Clark. And they limit the damage with that two-man deficit to just 7 points. Australia, as the All Blacks go to work from inside the 22. Ioane gets into the backfield. Uh-oh, here come the All Blacks. Tutu rubbering ahead for Retallick. Kellaway's there, caught high by Ioane. Still a chance here for New Zealand. They flood the breakdown. Tip wide now. Australia forced to scramble. What's the call? Penalty. There it is. There's the high tackle. And somehow Australia dodge further points against.
Well, Hoskins Tutu is going to look back on that as possibly one of the worst decisions of his career. Rieko Ioane, there's the injection of pace. He actually didn't need to give that ball, but he had plenty of support, as did Tutu. Inexplicably puts it to the boot, Tim, and the All Blacks give up that opportunity that really went begging.
Rieko Ioane penalised for the high shot. But that was running from behind their 22-metre line, and they just had so much confidence. Yes, the Wallabies are down to 13 men, and he can really only play with a fullback. Both wingers have to be up. You've got to have 12 men up in the defensive line and only one back.
Well, the All Blacks identified that from the last exit play when Jordie Barrett kicked across to Will Jordan. They had huge numbers, and they've worked it out. They've thought, right, same thing happens again. We're going to use the ball through the hands.
Gorecki under pressure, going long to Holloway. Great grab from Jed.
Access to the ball carrier on one side.
Australia keeping it tight. Retallick getting his huge arms through them all. Australia transferring now. Now he's playing the scrum half at the back. That's okay. He's part of it as Valentini comes short side. Just looking to slow things up here. If they can wipe another minute off Australia, they'll get both Swain and Wright back on the field alongside them. Next break in play, it might even be that they come back. Gordon makes it contestable. Jordan doesn't miss those. It's a great take from Will Jordan. Now Australia fan, in fact, they win the penalty.
12 on feet.
I think it might have been Lafayette who's in there putting pressure on, and wins a key penalty, and back comes Swain and Wright.
So back to 15 men. Yeah, watch Lalakai Feketi. He gets over the ball on Will Jordan. It was just the timing.
Well, that's a ruck again. There was contact as soon as that ball hit the ground. There's no way the Wallabies should come up with that.
Nor do they roll away.
But it's the, roll of the dice if you're putting enough pressure on at the breakdown.
Lalakai Feketi and Leniki Tau in the centres for the Wallabies. Of course, Hunter Paisami failed a HIA against the Springboks in the last Test match. Bernard Foley, 2 from 2 so far tonight. Wallabies got to stay in touch. Ian Foster's message for the All Blacks at half-time would have been trying to run them ragged in that first 5 minutes, and they've achieved that.
Foley after that forced penalty from Lafayette. Strike's good, drawing it back now, drawing it right on through Foley. 17 plays 13. Justin Harrison, what's caught your eye in these opening exchanges of the second term?
We talked about clever manipulation and use of the ball for the Wallabies, creating defensive opportunities and controlling those contacts. In that case, Jake Gordon going high, contestable kick, then controlling and owning the space at the breakdown, dictating terms.
Swain, clean with the grab up high. Holloway settles into the tackle there from Papali'i. Now they should be able to get to their clearing kick through Gordon.
No, not out. In, still in, stay back. Use it, please.
Foley's tight to the ruck, so Gordon does the kicking. Kuroin Betet lets Barrett slap it back. Was it lost forward on the ground? Played on the ground eventually. After all that, Australia get the scrum feed.
Yeah, it was the second one was the knock on. One challenge that the Wallabies have got to try and find a way. There's Jordie Barrett copping a falcon, and that wasn't knocked on. It was the second one that was knocked on, but does that a lot. Jordie Barrett puts his hand, tries to take it AFL style up high.
Well, he just saw an amazing take from Darcy Swain off the kickoff.
It was 10-10 of the break, 17 plays 13 now. Sonny Bill, what are you liking from either of these two sides?
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to the nitty-gritty of footy, and that's who's coming off and who's going to make an impact off the bench. So, you know, as we see Taukei'aho leading the way out there, then you got the likes of a special talent like Dan Cole's coming on. So I think things like that are going to determine the outcome of this game.
Barrage! Mine! Set!
Valentini popping up for Gordon. Gordon connecting. Kuroin Betet comes with the in-pass and gets up over halfway. Papali'i has been good since coming on, causing some issues for Australia at the breakdown. Back for Foley, who'll go to the sky. Happy to send this one a touch longer down to Barrett. In turn to Jordan. Jordan comes right up the zipper. Down to Kuroin Betet. That's gone back. Kuroin Betet can kick, but won't. Kuroin Betet looking to use his pace here. He's all alone. Taukei'aho over the top, looking for the turnover and winning the steal, winning the penalty.
Oh, the tackle from Will Jordan. Marika tried to get around one of the fastest players on the field, and Jordan smoked him, went round the ankles. A wonderful tackle, wrong decision from Marika, had time to kick.
Yes, he managed to do it in the first half, Kuroin Betet, didn't he, with a burst of acceleration, getting away from Will Jordan, but I don't think it was ever going to happen a second time. He's got so much pace. Will Jordan, he just ran down Marika, possibly when he wasn't expecting it.
Taukei'aho, after putting that work in at the breakdown, to win the ball back for New Zealand. They have the only try of this second half. Taukei'aho was the man to score it. Here he is, working towards the line at pace. Australia collapse it. Penalty advantage for New Zealand, mixing up the game now. Ioane looking to get to the outside. Rieko Ioane still with a penalty advantage. Australia will concede this one, and they might have someone off to the bin again.
Number 9.
They will.
9.
It's Jake Gordon who'll go.
Number 9, please. Yeah, Ben, I just want to check the number, please. I think it's the number 9 collapsing, delivering the... Yeah, number 9. Number 9, please. You're the number 9? You are the number 9. It's collapsing maul. Clear momentum, collapsing maul, deliberate. We go.
Well, it begs the question, if the maul was on its way to the try line, could that have potentially been ruled a penalty try? I don't like to see this sort of thing this far out from the line. But if it's... well, he hasn't tried to collapse that, Jake Gordon, has he?
Referee Raynal, he doesn't give too many warnings, does he? You're gone straight away. Jake Gordon just fell over and the maul went over the top of him.
Well, it's easy to come to that conclusion of a card when the All Blacks were so close to scoring, but like I say, he was just getting bunted ahead by the snowmobile.
Stop.
Fraser McWright on for Matt Phillip. There's Fraser McWright, played in the 7 jersey against the Springboks a couple of weeks ago.
5 goals.
Pete Samu was on his way to the sideline, as you see there, and then realised it was Matt Phillip coming off.
So Holloway.
Time back one.
Likely shift. Here we go. Taukiaho to Sututu. Straight to go early with the counter. So penalty advantage here. Taukiaho spitting away, finding Smith. Smith over to Barrett. Mo'unga. Richie Mo'unga! Too sharp. And they go clear by 9.
I give the advantage.
Oh, the space one-on-one for the All Black back line. Quick ball. Aaron Smith knew where the space was and he shifted it really quickly. There it is, Smith went wide. Barrett, decoy play, and Richie Mo'unga gets outside of the defender for the Wallabies and goes across. Important try for the All Blacks in the second half.
Well, this is what did it for the All Blacks. Taukiaho dragging the Wallabies backs in defensively. Foketi had to turn in. And Richie Mo'unga showing a little bit of everything. His pace, his acceleration, and then his strength, managing to get through a desperate Koroimbete tackle. You don't see many people these days do that. But Mo'unga, with those mad feet of his, getting across the line, a crucial try for the All Blacks as they extend their lead.
They've been changing around. Jordie Barrett was first receiver. Bodie Barrett's been there. Richie Mo'unga went to second receiver in that play.
So 22 becomes 24, and it's their biggest lead of the night.
Yeah, they can switch it up. Because these 3 players, Jordie Barrett, Beauden Barrett, Richie Mo'unga, they can all play 12, 15, 10. And they just slot in depending on what pattern of play is coming their way.
Time off. Substitution, 14 goals. 14.
So the Wallabies need a scrum half on now, of course, with Jake Gordon off the field, so...
Does this now mean that Len's done for the night, though?
I thought they were looking to bring 14 off, but they brought Len Ikitau off.
No, pretty sure he's able to go back on when Jake Gordon comes on.
Foley. Down to the most recent try scorer, Richie Mo'unga, and he has no interest in playing any ball inside his 22 and launches a nice touch finder up past halfway. Swain pulls it down. McWright over for Valentini. Valentini and Papali'i colliding. Right, quick to the box kick. Up goes Clark with a pick and spin. Looking to raise the tempo here. Hammering away to Wallabies outfit that had 13 men for 10 minutes and are now down to 14 for another 6.5. Barrett going shallow with a kick, contestable for Jordan, and Kellaway and Koroimbete get tangled up, and it's still with New Zealand. All accidental. So right underneath with the tackle.
Okay, we give an advantage.
Penalty advantage here for New Zealand. Australia's discipline not up to scratch for the moment as Smith goes away for Bauer. Barrett in the line, sees space in behind and finds Jordan, who cuts to the outside and then explodes away. It's vintage All Blacks play and they're up by 16.
What a try, what communication from this All Black back line. Doesn't matter who's at first receiver, this time it's Jordie Barrett. Chips it over, and Will Jordan, once he got away from the first tackle, there was no way you were going to catch him. Will Jordan under the post for the All Blacks.
You have a look at it here. He had a couple of looks there. As you can see, he knew he had time to get the ball, even though it was only a little chip kick, but he looked up to see where the opposition players were, and as he took that ball coming down and stepped at the same time, beats Callaway, and then accelerated again. You could spend all night talking about that try, right back to the timing, the communication to Beauden Barrett to put the little chip kick over. The timing and the execution was exquisite.
Well, they say that your kick's only as good as your chaser. So much communication.
The conversion gets thrown over, and it's 31-13, Sonny Bill.
How exciting, boys. I know all you guys are pumped. We talk about All Blacks and we talk about the struggles that they've had in decision-making. Sometimes the killer blow doesn't come from brawns, it comes from brains. And as you saw there, Beauden Barrett understood. Jake Gordon got sent off. The halfback's in the line, so there's space in the back, puts it over, and then the All Blacks do their thing. How good.
All it takes here for the Wallabies is one try. You get back to 31-20 and the game's got a pulse. There's plenty of time left for this Wallaby team. They've got to be the next to score.
Beautiful grab there from Whitelock, who's combined so well with his good mate Retallick again tonight, who's in there looking to mop up this carry from Bauer. Tafiaho rather, and then there's a Wallaby dumped in back play. It was Lomax on Scotty Seal, I think, who's staying down and will stay down for a while, and there's assistant ref intervention top of screen.
Please, on your side, please. No, on your side. He's on your side, boys. Okay. Just
Falau Fa'anga'a.
Yeah.
On the ground, so they'll just have a quick look at this. Was it a clean out?
Okay. Benny, you have anything to add? We are penalty kick only for an illegal signal. Did you see anything special here? Okay. Time is off.
Terrell Lomax just went above horizontal. Wasn't a lot in it, but I've seen worse, but it's probably going to see yellow if they're consistent.
Yeah, I think Lomax is lucky that Falau Fa'anga'a landed squarely on his back, because, you know, a little bit more of an angle. And that was possibly another coloured card. I think he will get a yellow. I think you're right. I mean, we're asking the players to be aggressive in the clean out, get players out of the way. There is a point where it becomes excessive. And I do have a lot of sympathy for these big boys.
Guys, penalty kick.
Well, Bernard Foley's incredulous, isn't he?
So penalty only.
Penalty kick for you.
Leg lift through the horizontal. Justin Harrison, I'll let you have a pop at that.
I think the key is how Falau Fa'anga'a landed flat on his back. It wasn't an effort to drive him into the ground once he went past the horizontal player, then turned to releasing from in between his legs, almost bringing him to ground without force. certainly we've seen yellow cards before. Commendable that we haven't seen one then, and it's been adjudicated accordingly.
And he trots off. Lomax probably a little bit relieved. Fletcher Newell, the Crusader, boy from Ashley, has come on.
Oh, now overthrown by Fainga'a. Opportunity burnt. Bauer taking it forward. Australia putting pressure on.
Come back here.
Coming back for the knock.
Stop, stop. Hey, guys. Thank you. We back here. Stay on.
It's been a really good structure from the All Blacks in this second half.
Back here.
Retallick, Whitelock, Takiaho, their ball carries to get across the advantage line to lay a platform for Aaron Smith has been superb.
That bloke there has been a beast for the All Blacks, Brodie Retallick. His work rate is just phenomenal. I know they don't often get to be the player cam, but if they were, you'd just be tired watching, I think. Retallick,
what have they
on
played
occasions, he's been getting up and making a tackle 4 or 5 times in a row around the fringes.
What about his win rate against Australia? 23 from 26.
Yeah.
Freakish against the Wallabies.
Could lend me a few, I could have done with them. 97th Test match for Brodie Retallick tonight.
Satutu peeling away. Satutu met by Foley. Barrett. Hasn't had an opportunity to carry too often tonight, Barrett. He gets pinned. McBride looking for the turnover. Tidied up by Barrett. Papali'i going low.
Tucker, ready? No.
Australia fighting to create something here. Down by 18, Jordie Barrett goes crossfield and finds some room for Clark. We send Juana infield. Good tackle, Kellaway lost. Gone forward on Kellaway with a huge stop on Clark. Australia will get the ball. In fact,
you play on
they'll
the
get
ground.
the penalty.
Knock on, and you play on the ground.
Hands on the ground against the All Blacks, but Andrew Kellaway, this is a beautiful crossfield kick, but watch the space that Andrew Kellaway, he holds, and he comes forward quickly on Clark.
Pete Samu also played a pretty important role there, not letting Rico Ioane have a free run on the inside. Ioane was the play because, again, just that speed, unbelievable. He got up there in support. Well done by the Wallabies to keep him out of the play.
Mertz, when you look at Rugby World Cup is exactly 1 year away. The Wallabies have been through 4 fullbacks. Of course, Tom Banks early in the season against England broke his arm. Jordie Barrett, Reece Hodge recently, now Andrew Kellaway.
Fainga'a missed his last throw. Now gets it to Swain, no problems. McBride feeding it to White. Valentini. Seems an age ago that he scored his thumping try. Foley, no options, goes himself and goes well. And now finds Kellaway on the angle. He won't be denied this time. Try Australia.
Now the game has got a pulse. 31-18, kick to come, 20 minutes left in the game, and Andrew Kellaway hits a beautiful line off Bernard Foley. Foley gets the arms free, a flat ball to Andrew Kellaway, and that's a try for the Wallabies. That gets them back into this match.
There is a pulse, Timmy, and Bernard Foley was the defibrillator, and he ran through 2 of the All Blacks' big men, Hoskins Satutu, Samisoni Tokiaho, just getting that arm, that pass away to Kellaway.
Well, Bernard Foley want to take that kick quickly. He's got it over because he didn't want the referee to go back and have a look at the pass.
Raynal was walking very slowly like he did want to have a look.
I think he didn't want you, Tim Horan, calling for a replay on the pass. That's the issue.
It was flat. Yeah, it was flat. Now, that's what I was talking about. 31-20. The Wallabies had to be next to score. Bernard Foley attacking the line like we used to see him 3 or 4 years ago with the Waratahs and with the Wallabies. And defence of the All Blacks just standing back on their heels. Jordie Barrett on for the Wallabies. X Factor, what can he bring?
Oh, that one goes out on the fly, so we've got Wallabies restart up on halfway.
Well, we've seen so many big swings in momentum, haven't we? Just significant changes to the tempo, to the nature of this game. Bernard Foley bringing all his experience.
Really important scrum here for the Wallabies midfield. Gee, you don't see this very often from Richie Mwanga. He overcooked that by 5 metres.
Well, it was the drop. The ball turned as he was dropping and he hit it almost like a bit of a flyer in golf, and it just took off. Dane Coles, the abrasive Dane Coles, in at hooker for the All Blacks.
11 points separates the All Blacks and the Wallabies. We've got 17 to play as that scrum goes to the turf. We'll do it again.
With the Wallaby back line, 3 players to the left, 2 to the right. There's Nick White just talking to
weight,
Foley behind the scrum.
So control the weight, please.
We got Callaway and Jordie Barrett out to that right-hand side. Obviously, without potentially the defensive contribution of Aaron Smith. He'll drop behind the scrum probably, but if they can get good ball the right side up in the scrum, it'd be tempting to give Jordie Barrett a crack.
Bind! Set!
New Zealand going early. Full arm.
Second one, early push. Second one.
Justin Harrison, who's causing issues for the All Blacks on the Wallaby side of things?
Tight head side, number 18, Fletcher Newell. They're going early on Scott Seo, wanting to assert himself, win that first 6 inches, going on with it too much. You've got to have a steady scrum. Then you can push when the ball comes in. The All Blacks going too early then.
What a good time in the game now. Just over 15 minutes left in the game. And this is the man, Pete Samu. This is when he excels. Use his footwork, one-on-one. He's really got to lift the back row now, Samu.
Fanga'a with the throw. It's slow to the tail. Down from Samu. Here we go. Penalty advantage for Australia. Fanga'a. House money time for the Wallabies. Corin Bete cutting across the field, sending a ball away here for Barrett, bouncing in field and taking it on well. White, McWright. Into the 22 they head. Barrett for Valentini. The battering ram taking on strongly again. Holloway met by a couple. Upper there, no advantage. Back we come.
Number 4 jumping across.
Australia with a chance to plug this close to the corner. Andrew Mertens.
Yes, 3 points doesn't really help them at the moment. There's still plenty of time with 15 minutes, but they've got a little bit of momentum now, the Wallabies, and they want to make the most of it.
Land on the mark.
Take your point on Pete Samu, Tim, but he's had a huge work rate tonight. It's been a real game of attrition again for the Wallabies.
Pressure time for Falaufa and Ga'a. It has to be spot on. You're 5 metres out. They have a full line out. You've got 3 options. Who's he going to hit? Hit Pete Samu in the last line out.
Holloway at the front. Easy throw, easy take. McWright as the Aussie crowd try to lift their team towards the line. They're in reverse at the moment. Stop once is the call. White will have to use. They bunch up midfield for Keddy out the back. Foley goes quick. Away for Callaway. Looking for Barrett. Callaway! He goes in again! Here we go!
Andrew Callaway, 2 tries in 5 minutes, has brought this stadium alight. Watch the pass from Foley. He hardly took a step and then fired it left to right to Callaway. Callaway was looking for Jordie Barrett. He wasn't going to miss this time.
Yes, he showed 3 of his best qualities there, Callaway. Speed, and then more speed at the end. He's managed to get away from a flying Richie Mo'unga and Rieko Ioane. That is some achievement.
Watch the way that Andrew Callaway holds the ball in 2 hands, because Jordie Barrett didn't know whether he was going to throw the pass. As soon as you tuck it under your right arm, Jordie Barrett would have come in and made the tackle. All the youngsters watching, ball in 2 hands. The defender doesn't know whether you're going to pass it or run.
The All Blacks just a little bit caught out with their connection on defence. Ioane probably didn't need to come in. Mo'unga was covering that space, but he came in and had to turn and chase.
Foley, after playing such a key hand in the try, nails the conversion. That is Andrew Callaway's 5th try in 4 games against the All Blacks.
We've come from 31-13 to 31-27. There were people in the stands thinking of maybe going to grab their car early and sat back down.
Mo'unga, deeper this time round, calling better, met by Jordan. Must slow it up for the exit, back to Foley, trying to hook that one to touch, and now they'll need to defend Australia.
It's a good time of the game to actually have Nick White on. Dave Rennie, the Wallaby coach, sending instructions down. There's Ian Foster, All Black coach. Both look very calm.
Oscar Satutu has come off for the All Blacks. Big Akira Ioane. You see him there at number 2 in the line-out.
Coles, money at the front for Ioane. That's a lovely ball wide for Barrett at first receiver. Foley brave down low with the tackle. He's been excellent tonight, Bernard Foley, the 33-year-old for Australia. His first game in Wallabies colours since the 2019 World Cup pool match against Wales. Infield here it comes for Bauer. Penalty advantage for the All Blacks now. So, Mo'unga up by 4, 10 to play. Ioane with fresh feet. Unable to get through.
We come back here.
Do they look to the sticks here, Mertz?
19.
Is that the call?
19, offside.
Well, it doesn't take them out past the 7 points, but it may well be enough to put some pressure on any conversion that the Wallabies might have to kick after a try. And they are. But when you talk about Bernard Foley, what an achievement. We saw Quade Cooper come back after 5 years out of international rugby. I thought that was a great effort. Foley, I thought it was really going to be tough for him. He's grown as the game's gone on. He's brought all his experience, his timing. You know, he hasn't attacked the line too much, but when he's done it, it's counted.
I think he's underplayed his game until later in the game, and that's what Dave Rennie would have wanted from him. He's played the last couple of seasons for Kubota Spears in Japan. So he's been playing in a solid competition, and he's just underplayed his game and waited for the right moments.
It's a key kick for Richie Mo'unga. He's been working them beautiful right to left tonight.
It's a pretty big tip of the cap to the Wallabies, taking this shot.
Such an energy around Marvel Stadium. It is pulsing. Mo'unga knocks it through, and it's a 7-point lead inside the final 10.
Oh, in big matches, big players stand up. Richie Mo'unga, so cool. Now lead by 7. 9 minutes left in the game.
Both 10s have been good tonight, and that's why we've seen points coming when there's been territorial advantage.
In some kind of a test match, this one. Bledisloe 1. Australia just need to somehow manufacture a draw to keep their Bledisloe Cup hopes alive for next week when it's off to Eden Park in New Zealand for their second game. 2 of 2 this time around. Foley with a take. Corin Bettet doing a good job to screen his jump here for Australia. Fa'amausili, the local, look at the size of him. 135 kilos of Pone, heads upfield. Now out in front for Seal. White spinning back to the open side. Corin Bettet, lovely ball here for Samu, who's quick. Pete Samu looking for Corin Bettet. Back to Samu. Oh, that is wonderful. That is wild. That is amazing from the Wallabies.
Samu. Hasn't he stood up tonight? Pete Samu in the number 7 jersey would make Michael Hooper proud sitting at home watching this match. The double 1-2, Samu back to Marika, and Marika got his arms free to Pete Samu, and a kick coming up to level it up.
Is how on earth, and that's a great ball from Corin Bettet, but how Pete Samu has still got the legs to do this and to stay up with Marika to get the return pass. Exceptional effort, astounding for him to still have that energy, that ability out wide. Dave Rennie suitably impressed and excited.
How he got around Will Jordan. Pete Samu, he had a little skip, got around Will Jordan and looked back inside straight away from Marika. He is out on his feet, Pete Samu now. Foley, couple of metres in from touch.
Another Melbourne local, Pete Samu, grew up playing with the Moorabbin club down here in Victoria. Foley, 4 in from touch. The Iceman looking to put a square. Foley, 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 oh yes! Whoa! 34-34, 6 to go.
Oh my goodness. Bernard Foley, 6 from 6 he's kicked tonight. Pete Samu, what a match. Now this is both sides. Got to be patient and calm.
Got to get clear here. Corin Bettet does the kicking, won't find touch. Taken on the fly by Barrett. The Wallabies discipline so key here. Clark, who's caused issues all night, crunched low by Fangata. Christian for Smith. Deep is Moonga, he'll go field position, looking in behind, looking for a 50-22. Not with Foley there, takes it on the fly. Foley sending it back towards touch, will find it just short of halfway. Who breaks first?
Tell you what, this crowd is enormous underneath the roof here at Marvel Stadium, the atmosphere. It's all about controlling possession now. You don't want to kick too much ball away.
They had just 13 men on the field for a 10-minute period, did the Wallabies. They were reduced again a little later by another man. It was 10-10 at the break. They trailed 31-13 at one point. Maunga, Papali'i, short of halfway. Valentini looking for the turnover. Valentini wins it! He wins the penalty.
Bobby V. Now I reckon this is too far out for Bernard Foley. Nick White's on the field. You have a look at Nick White. You can't see Reece Hodge out there. It's a big hit from Valentini, gets over the ball. And I reckon Nick White's the man to stand up. It's just outside of Bernard Foley's range. Foley's about 45 metres out. That's his range. Nick White can kick them from 50.
The 2 mistakes there from the All Blacks really, as Dalton Papali'i went into contact. He didn't have support, he didn't have genuine options either side, so he just tucked his head, took the tackle, and then the clean out wasn't accurate from the All Blacks.
Justin Harrison, I know there's no breeze to contend with, but your sideline, are they heavy conditions under the roof that might alter this shot from Whitey?
No, you can't ask for better conditions. Whitey's going to whiplash one of those cowboy legs onto this ball, and we're all wishing it over the crossbar, let me tell you.
The air thick with anticipation under the roof at Marvel. Nick White, centre field, 49 back. White has hit it well. Has it got enough on it? Oh, you bet it does! It sails through, and Australia are in front.
Three minutes left in the game. And the Wallabies got one hand on the Bledisloe Cup. There's plenty of time left.
Corin Bennett with a take. Corin, do not put your usual mop on it. Keep your mouth closed, please. White. White looking for Samu. Samu, who has been enormous tonight. Take penalty. Penalty. It goes against Australia.
I think it might have been for Armasili, was it? Sealing off.
Oh, and they'll go for the kill shot here, the All Blacks. They're looking to touch.
Wow, there wasn't even hesitation, was there? Boom, off they went. 5 metres out.
It was a brilliant restart from the All Blacks to go deep right.
The Wallabies have to go deeper than they have in recent memory to stave off this final All Blacks threat. Australia driving it back, driving it hard now. They keep working. They keep sending across field. It's gone down. That should be Australia ball. It should be Australia ball. It's a penalty! How do you like that? The Wallabies win the penalty. We've got 90 seconds to go.
Player goes out of the mark, then there is a contest.
Was that Lalakai Foketi again? Two massive moments for the number 12. Oh, the All Blacks had the roll. They were shifting to the left. They had momentum, the All Blacks. It was a perfectly thrown line-out.
We play.
Dane Coles had his hands on the ball. It was Foketi supporting his own body weight.
Well, he certainly had the vision, Lalakai Foketi. He saw that Dane Coles had gone down with the ball sitting there temptingly, and then he went.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. What on earth?
I think he's called
Foley for not tapping the ball.
What's going on?
Time is off. Can I explain it?
Time is off. I'm not wasting time. I'm about to kick it.
With the captain. Push back. No, captain, please push back. I said first, you play, we play, okay? Yes. Then I time off. I switch off the time. I say to your player, I switch on the time and you play immediately. Okay. And he wait. So that's a scrum for the All Blacks.
The delayed game, essentially. That's just got him for delayed game on the restart.
That's a ridiculous call from the referee. Bernard Foley's waiting for his forward pack and saying, OK, I'm going to kick this ball out.
Well, that's almost unique. I don't think I've seen that.
Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it?
No.
Tim Horan?
No.
70 caps with Australia. Andrew Merton, 70 with the All Blacks. Neither have ever. But it comes down to this. Australia now need to find one final effort. Go in the locker one more time. Can they hang on? Nick White at the back gets a hand on Ioane. Can they get a shot on here, Australia? McWright's over there looking for it. Cleaned out late. Christie looking back to the left. Coles, that's the full-time siren. Christie calling runners round the corner. Australia needing to defend their lead. Penalty advantage. Penalty advantage for the All Blacks. Here they come again, Coles. Coles at the back. They want the win. Coles reaching for it, he's short. Christie's there now. Looking to break the Wallabies' hearts. At the back for Retallick. Ioane, Mo'unga, Jordan, crossfield, Jordan, away for Barrett, try All Blacks. Wallabies' hearts broken. We've never seen a test like it. We've never seen a finish like it. And the All Blacks, Bledisloe, reign continues.
Wallabies can't believe it, but the All Blacks in the 81st minute. Jordie Barrett, Mo'unga goes wide. It's a great ball from Will Jordan. And it all comes back to the scrum feed to the All Blacks from the referee saying that Bernard Foley was wasting time. Unbelievable.
Well, the execution at the finish was exemplary from Jordie Barrett and from Will Jordan, but we will hear about that for a long time, I'm sure.
It was the best opportunity for the Wallabies end. Nick White's going up to the referee, trying to ask a question. What a test match. Wallabies down 31-13.
Indeed, they rallied back, they led by 3 before New Zealand claimed it late. They will continue to hold the Bledisloe Cup for another year. The All Blacks too good. 39-37.